Supreme Court of Missouri is now working remotely for the first time in history. They heard oral arguments sitting at home, all for a murder case that has garnered attention across the country. News 4's Lauren Traeger listened in on those arguments today. She's live for us this afternoon. And Lauren, even proof right here, judges are adapting to all of this.
Yeah, that's right, Claire. Like so many of us, the justices were sitting in front of their computers today. They had a video feed of the attorneys making their oral arguments. The public, though, including us, could only listen in to audio. But the justices, well, they held court without a courtroom.
You may be seated.
Only Chief Justice George Draper was in the Supreme Court Tuesday, the other justices all joining remotely.
Today's date, we're doing something a little different than normally.
They heard oral arguments in the case against Lamar Johnson, convicted of a murder in 1995 and incarcerated ever since. But in recent years, the St. Louis Circuit Attorney's Office says they've uncovered information proving Johnson is innocent. Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner filed a motion for a new trial, but lower courts denied the motion, saying the court no longer has jurisdiction. The case now before the highest court in the state. An attorney for the Circuit Attorney's Office saying the court must allow the prosecutor to right the wrong.
A prosecutor has an obligation to seek justice, and it is not seeking justice to turn evidence over to an incarcerated person and walking away. A prosecutor must be able to present that evidence to the court, especially in the circumstance when a prosecutor used his office to obtain a wrongful conviction.
But the Attorney General's office on the other side arguing that Johnson is not innocent, but if he were, this isn't the way to go about handling it.
This is not to say that there are no avenues for Mr. Johnson to try and seek relief. This case involves a situation where the relief sought is simply the wrong avenue for seeking that relief.
Oral arguments remotely, a little clunky, according to former Chief Justice Michael Wolff, but worth it.
It was the next best thing to being there in the courtroom. It was a lot better than not having the judges see the lawyers and hear their arguments and ask questions. So it was an opportunity to do oral argument, which I think is very important.
Now, attorneys today indicated that Johnson himself was in prison, sitting in front of a computer, listening to these arguments that could ultimately decide his fate. The decision now, of course, is in the hands of those Supreme Court justices. As soon as we know their decision, we will, of course, bring it to you. We also have a lot more comprehensive coverage on this case on KMOV.com and the KMOV News app. Reporting live, Lauren Traeger, News 4.